Hey, I'm Stephen Sashen, CEO and co-founder of Xero Shoes. And one of the questions that I get most often is if I've been wearing regular shoes of any kind, whether it's performance shoes or casual shoes, and we're switching to something that's all about natural movement, letting your feet do what's natural, how do I do that? And I'm thrilled that I've got two experts on that here. Chris McDougall, the author of Born to Run, the book that really created this whole natural movement world starting in 2009 when the book came out, and Eric Orton, who is often referred to as the Born to Run coach, who is Chris's coach, who is the co-author of the book with Chris, the new book, Born to Run 2. So I invited them on to just have a quick chat and ask for their thoughts on what's the appropriate way to make the transition into natural movement footwear, into what's referred to as minimalist or barefoot footwear. So take it away, boys.
My angle is on two different ends. If you are a runner who runs frequently and quite a bit throughout the week, and you're not willing to maybe back off on your weekly volume, you want to maybe pick a Xero shoe that's going to allow you to go out for 10, 15 minutes at a time, maybe once or twice a week, see how you feel, examine how you feel after these runs, and slowly build 5, 10 minutes at a time and increase your time in the shoe just like you would a long run. On the opposite end, hey, if you really want to go full on with the natural movement and natural running, reduce your volume and go into the Xero shoe exclusively, and maybe think about having the philosophy of doing less more often in a Xero shoe, 5, 10 minutes at a time. And again, notice how you feel.
Chris?
To me, the most important lesson that Eric taught me is forget about running. Think about bouncing. Your running should feel like you're bouncing along, like a boxer jumping rope. And so if you focus on that sensation and that movement, then the shoe is exactly what you want, because a Xero shoe is not going to get in the way of that nice, gentle, bouncing motion. So learn how to bounce, number one. Number two, this is a genius solution my wife came up with. Remember, pain is good. Pain serves a purpose. Pain tells you that you're doing something wrong, something to be avoided. So what she would do is she would start a run fully barefoot with her shoes in her hand. And she would run only as far as she was comfortable. And as soon as there was any kind of pain, whether it was like a blister or a bit of gravel or wherever it was, she would just put her shoes back on and finish her run. And what she found was gradually, naturally, her runs day by day, barefoot got longer and longer. And so to me, that's what it's all about. She was letting the pain in as a reminder, hey, maybe my form is not where it needs to be, and therefore I'll revert back to the shoe. So that was it. Don't try to force it. Don't try and rush it. Just enjoy it.
I love both of those. And, the only thing I add is to Eric's, start maybe even smaller, just basically, and putting those two things together. You just want to do as little as you can get away with, see how you feel the next day. As you feel good, use fun as your guide, just build it up slowly over time. There's no set answer for how long it's going to take till you can comfortably make the transition. You might find that just walking around in minimalist shoes is really helpful. There's research that shows that can build strength in your feet, which can be really helpful. But the biggest thing I like to say about making the transition and why do you even do it? Like if you broke your arm and you have your arm in a cast, 8 weeks later, it comes out, it's all atrophied, and you have two choices. Do some physical therapy, get it back into shape, and it'll serve you for the rest of your life, or just keep it immobile and never use it again and be, hamstrung, pun intended, in a weird, not kind of arm-related pun. And it's the same thing with your feet. If you haven't been using them for a while, it's going to take a little while to build up that strength again and make them functional, but then they will serve you for the rest of your life. And if it just takes 6 weeks, 6 months to make that happen, why wouldn't you make that almost effortless investment to have something that will give you a strong foundation for as long as you live? Chris, you look like you want to add something to that.
Yeah, I think the thing about it too is this notion that the transition is some kind of onerous discipline that you have to get through as soon as possible. I find it really enjoyable. I've now been working on form for 13 years, and to me, it's the most satisfying part of the process. I'm not that jazzed about feeling breathless or tired or sore. What I really enjoy is that gratification you get from a graceful movement. So to me, focusing on form is what I most enjoy about running. That when I get a stride right, it's like hitting a jump shot. Like, oh, the movement is smooth. That felt good. I can't wait to do that again. And so to me, that's what it's all about. I would rather focus on the transition as its own pleasure, as opposed to something you got to get it over with.
Well, you reminded me my first barefoot run, and I'm not going to suggest that people run barefoot, although it did change my life, because to Chris's point, running barefoot wrong hurts, running barefoot right feels great. I'm a sprinter. I don't run distance at all. I mean, I think the most I'd ever run was a mile, and not of my own volition, because I was with a bunch of people who did that as a warm up. Hated it. But that first barefoot run that I did, I just kept experimenting with my form. I saw what happened if I ran faster, ran slower, ran at the same speed while moving my legs faster or slower, landed on different parts of my feet. We ran on every kind of surface you could think of. And I was so transfixed by just what it was like to play with this and use pleasure and comfort and fun as my guide. At the end of this run, someone else who was doing that had a GPS watch on. I said, how far was that? She goes, that's a little over 5K. I'm sorry, what? I mean, I had no idea, and I could have kept going. It's just that's when we all stopped. So, that would be my way of thinking about having a perspective on approaching making that transition. Eric?
Well, and I think both of you guys said it in different ways. If we look at this as a performance art, that's something that we get better through our entire life, then it's just a process. It's just something that we look forward to doing every day, and every day becomes different and different and different. And it's just something that just keeps going. It's like Chris said, something that you just get over with. You enjoy the process.
There's always another little thing. This is the most addictive part about it. It's intermittent reinforcement. There's always a little thing, no matter how good it is, you can tell there's a little thing that could have made it a little better. And that's literally addicting for us and for human beings. And so, but that adds to the fun as well. So this is a process, not a project. And the magic is enjoying the project part, if you will, that is just one chunk of the process. And then hopefully the process will be the kind of thing that you enjoy for the rest of your life as well. Yeah. All right. Hope that's helpful. Can't wait to see your comments below. Thanks so much. And of course, we're going to put links below and in the description where you can check out the shoes that Chris and Eric recommend at xeroshoes.com. Oh, there's one. That's one that's not even necessarily available yet. He's showing things that are so, all right, we'll just say it now. The top secret part is that Chris and Eric, we're working together with Xero Shoes to make a Born to Run special shoe. It's a special version of our Mesa Trail trail running shoe, of our Zelen road running shoe. They'll be coming out in the spring of 2023. In the meantime, you can grab just any of the shoes and boots and sandals we have. We have casual and performance shoes, boots, and sandals for pretty much anything you can think of. And we'll put a link in below that is going to help support Chris and Eric and all of the things that they support, including the Tarahumara Indians who are featured in Born to Run, who we've been supporting since day one, and we're thrilled to be able to help them more because they're having some issues, and they are really one of the people or one of the groups that is the inspiration for what it's like to have a lifestyle that includes running and pleasure and enjoyment. And so we hope you jump on that bandwagon and jump in with us. Okay, go out, have fun, live life feet first.